Todd rushes to the hospital to see Summer after hearing she has fallen seriously ill, but he's left devastated by the condition he finds her in. Not only is she physically weak, but her time behind bars has completely shattered her emotionally. Meanwhile, Tyrone can no longer live with the crushing guilt eating away at him. Finally opening up to Fizz, he admits the truth about what really happened the night Carl was badly injured. He confesses that Summer was innocent, but he lied to the police to cover his own involvement and now fears Carl may already know everything. Elsewhere, Sam's mental health crisis spirals dangerously out of control. As Will and Leanne desperately search for him, Sam becomes trapped in a terrifying hallucination where he sees two versions of Roy, one real and one existing only in his mind. Confused and frightened, Sam struggles to tell reality from illusion as panic takes over. At the hospital, Todd initially lashes out at the prison officer after discovering Summer's condition, but she later reveals the heartbreaking truth. She deliberately switched off her insulin pump because she can't cope with life in prison anymore. Todd desperately tries to encourage her not to give up, but Summer appears completely hopeless and emotionally destroyed. Back at home, Fizz is left stunned by Tyrone's confession. Trying to process the shocking truth, she struggles to decide what to do with the information and whether keeping the secret is the right thing. As Sam hides inside Roy's rolls, his terrifying visions continue to torment him, convincing him that Will wants to hurt him. When the real Roy suddenly appears, Sam becomes even more overwhelmed, unable to understand what's real anymore. With his fear growing by the second, everyone worries whether they can reach him before things become even more dangerous. Jody Ramsey faces fresh accusations in Coronation Street this week as suspicions grow over another heartless scheme. But while her reputation continues to worsen, the big question remains: is she truly responsible this time? Since arriving on the cobbles earlier this year, Jody has slowly been stirring chaos within the Platt family after feeling betrayed and forgotten by her sister Shona. Her resentment eventually pushed her to cross a major line when she attempted to seduce David in a twisted act of revenge over the childhood letters Shona never answered. After her shocking behavior was exposed, Jody was kicked out of the family home and later formed an unlikely friendship with Daniel. However, things quickly fell apart after Daniel discovered she had secretly been targeting him online, forcing her to move back in with the Platts once again. In upcoming scenes, David and Shona are excitedly preparing to celebrate an important moment for their baby daughter, Harper, who has remained in hospital since she was born. But the happy occasion soon turns stressful when the special 5-month milestone card suddenly goes missing, ruining their carefully planned photos. Already under pressure, Shona loses her temper and blames David for misplacing the card. David, however, immediately becomes suspicious of Jody and is convinced she deliberately caused the problem. Could this be another manipulative move designed to drive a wedge between David and Shona? Or is Jody being unfairly blamed for something she didn't do? A Coronation Street insider revealed that Jody's history of causing trouble makes her the obvious suspect. The source explained that she has repeatedly created drama for her own amusement and has even stolen random items in the past. Meanwhile, David is becoming increasingly uneasy about sharing a roof with Jody again, especially after the disturbing incident where she tricked him into getting into bed with her weeks earlier. With tensions continuing to rise inside the Platt household, viewers are left wondering how much longer the family can survive before everything finally explodes. Tyrone Dobbs finally reaches his limit in Coronation Street next week as he confesses a devastating secret to Fizz after weeks of hiding the truth. Overwhelmed by guilt, Tyrone struggles as concern grows for Summer Spellman, who is finding life behind bars impossible to cope with. Summer remains in prison awaiting trial after being accused of killing Theo Silverton, although viewers already know there are serious doubts about her guilt following recent flashback revelations. Things take a darker turn when Summer is rushed to hospital after deliberately making herself unwell in a desperate attempt to escape prison, even if only temporarily. Seeing her suffering leaves Tyrone deeply shaken, especially because he knows he could end her nightmare simply by telling the police what really happened on the night Theo died. Unable to carry the burden any longer, Tyrone finally opens up to Fizz while they are alone at home. "I've done something terrible," Tyrone admits emotionally. "Summer didn't kill Theo. I know she's innocent, and I'm the reason she's stuck in prison." When Fizz questions whether Tyrone himself was responsible for Theo's death, he quickly denies it. However, he reveals that he lied to detectives because admitting the truth would have exposed his own actions that night. Tyrone explains that he saw Summer on the evening Theo died, but chose to hide it from the police because he feared he could be arrested himself. He confesses that he was involved in the incident that left Carl seriously injured and believes he could have faced attempted murder charges. Later, Tyrone recalls discovering Carl secretly tampering with Kevin's car brakes inside the garage. He had secretly filmed the moment on his mobile phone as evidence. But during the confrontation, a shocking accident involving a garage jack caused Carl to become trapped and badly hurt. Panicking after the incident, Tyrone fled the scene and left Ronnie Bailey to deal with the aftermath. The truth behind the night's events was previously shown to viewers through dramatic flashback scenes. After hearing Tyrone's full confession, Fizz demands to see the video footage he recorded. Realizing the evidence could change everything, she begins thinking about how they might finally clear Summer's name and save Tyrone from destroying his own life in the process. Coronation Street actor Ben Price has opened up about how Nick Tilsley reacts as his son Sam Blakeman suffers a terrifying mental health breakdown in upcoming episodes. The dramatic storyline sees Sam pushed to crisis point as he experiences psychosis during the ongoing tension surrounding grooming victim Will Driscoll. In emotional scenes, Sam barricades himself inside the cafe while hallucinating two different versions of Roy Cropper, leaving his loved ones deeply alarmed. Nick desperately tries to persuade Sam to unlock the door, unaware until now just how badly his son has been struggling emotionally over recent weeks. Speaking about the storyline, Ben explained that the situation suddenly becomes far more serious and frightening for Nick, especially when he witnesses behavior from Sam that he has never seen before. The actor revealed that Nick becomes truly worried when Sam refuses to let him inside and starts acting aggressively toward Roy. According to Ben, these shocking moments make Nick realize his son is facing something much more severe than ordinary teenage problems. As Sam's condition worsens, he eventually runs away and disappears, causing panic among his family. Thankfully, Carla later finds him and quickly recognizes the symptoms of psychosis because of her own past experiences with mental health struggles. Ben explained that Carla's involvement becomes incredibly important for Nick. Although Nick and Carla have a complicated history, he trusts her instincts because she understands the signs firsthand. Ben noted that Carla is usually tough and emotionally guarded, so when she shows genuine concern, Nick immediately realizes the situation is extremely serious. The actor added that Nick goes from believing Sam is simply dealing with normal teenage stress to finally understanding that his son urgently needs professional medical treatment and hospital care. Ben also suggested that Nick struggles emotionally with the responsibility of parenting Sam, often questioning whether he has somehow failed him or whether he is handling the situation alone. The character reportedly feels uncertain about himself and his ability to cope as a father. The Coronation Street star further explained that raising Sam has always been difficult for Nick because he wants his son to grow into an independent young man while still protecting him at the same time. Ben agreed that part of the problem may stem from the complicated family dynamic involving Nick, Toya, and Leanne, alongside Nick mistakenly assuming Sam's behavior was simply linked to the pressures of being a teenager. He explained that Nick originally believed Sam was just going through the normal emotional changes many teenage boys experience, making it harder for him to recognize the warning signs sooner. Ben added that Nick has been trying to balance being supportive without becoming overprotective but deep down he is often unsure whether he is making the right decisions as a parent. Coronation Street continues airing on weeknights at 8:30 p.m. on ITV1 and is also available for streaming on ITVX.